this is my second outing, first day with the Forcite Mark 1 Founders Edition helmet. This is my first commute home with the Forcite Edition. Second ride, but first return visit. First return ride to home. And one, it is sort of noisy. It's a con. This isn't a full-out pros and cons, just kind of telling you like things I'm observing and reporting about this helmet. A pro for sure though is having onboard video and audio. I haven't seen it or heard it yet, so that's yet to be determined. But of course, having onboard video and audio, that is a mega plus. That is the main reason why. That is the main reason why I bought this helmet. I haven't really tested out the smarty smart features. I mean, the things like people really call a smart helmet for, like crash avoidance or traffic avoidance, navigation. Supposedly, like there's a Forcite app that does all that. I am in the United States market though, so I totally understand them not supporting or looking at our area at the fullest yet. I mean, I don't even think they have really test subjects here yet because they've been concentrating on their home market in Australia. I'm sure though that this can operate as a Bluetooth headset as well, so if you like using Waze or Google Maps, I'm sure you can pipe that through and like listen to the commands. Whether Waze or Google Maps could work with the little color coding that this helmet does, like you can even maybe call it like a very, very simple heads-up display, not the kind with like video screens and stuff like Iron Man, but like, it does give you there's a light warning system. Like if you could tie that in, I don't know if that's only, sorry, I'm all over the place. I don't know if this lighting system is for Forcite only apps, or if you can tie it into Waze and Google Maps or other programs. That'd be kind of sweet. The color coding can be multi-purpose, at least multi-purpose on apps. That'd be cool. I don't know if they're trying to just do a Forcite universe with that, but that'd be tight if they could tie that all together, make it multi-purpose, multifunctional. From what I read, I haven't tested this out yet, it sounds like it's not, and it totally makes sense because those are proprietary technologies, but it's not Sena mesh compatible or Cardo dynamic mesh compatible. It is only able to do Bluetooth communicating, but if you know anyone with a Forcite helmet, you can do Forcite. Supposedly there's a Forcite communication network. I don't know if that's just using standard like radio Bluetooth, or if it's like, is it just using, like, are you just using Discord or a phone call when you're talking between Forcite helmets? Oh my gosh, look at that, 549. That's gone up. Whoa, sorry. It's like, squirrel. Yeah. Anyhow, where was I on that? Oh yeah. Phone calls. I don't know if like the Forcite to Forcite helmet is like a mesh communication system you can use out in the countryside with no like cell phone towers. That'd be kind of cool, because that would kind of be that'd be like Forcite's answer to dynamic mesh communications that Cardo can do, or the Sena mesh communications that Sena can do. So, oh no, I got the light. Got the infamous gas light. Oh man, what am I gonna do? Oh, 549. It's a drop in the tank. Alright. Just keep recording, I guess. expensive gas station, and the pumps are a train wreck. That's alright, it's still Chevron. That's why we love our Chevron gas. Oh yeah. The only part that's metal, that's probably aluminum, huh? I got a window. Alright. Alright, we're back on the road, I guess. And we have gas. We don't have to be nervous now as much. Still nervous, but maybe not as much. I got a picture of my miles. I like to keep track of my gas miles and how many dollars I spend on gas, along with calculating miles per gallon, you know. It's kind of exciting. If I didn't get it, it'll be a little bit of a bummer. I can sort of guess. What it is. One of the eye-catching things about this helmet is the built-in microphone, speakers, and video camera that can record up to 1080p at 60 frames per second. I've read that it doesn't have image stabilization, but we'll see in a little bit once this gets uploaded how it fares. It's dubbed a smart helmet. It has this little light that can tell you different things. This is only my second ride out, first ride home with this helmet, so I haven't played with those features yet, such as navigation and traffic avoidance, but this was originally developed for the Australian market, so I'm not sure how much support there is for the United States market yet. But we're definitely gonna be using, or at least reviewing, the video and audio output of this helmet. That is a big exciting thing. Another thing this helmet can do, again, I mentioned it before if it makes the cuts, is that you can talk on it. If a call comes in, you can pick it up. I definitely can't get to my phone while I'm riding safely. And the remote, there's a remote that goes with this that you can Bluetooth pair, and you can try and mount it to your bike somewhere, but I don't know if I have mounting real estate or space to mount that. But we'll see about that later. But that's how you can take, it's a triangle looking remote thing that's how you can take a call, do navigation, and stop and start your recordings. Picking up calls, that would be huge. There's no buttons that I could see that are easily reached on the helmet itself. Like if there were even buttons on the left side of the helmet somewhere that I could just like kind of tap, touch, that would be cool. Maybe under the chin area, if it's like easy to get to, that would be okay too. But there's just the power button that can be used as a power button and like a pairing button. And an erasing button, I think, as well. But that's just a button under the chin, like the circular button that's under the chin that you can use for those big tasks, like simple tasks. They're not like, I mean, it's like big and simple, that's funny. It's almost like an oxymoron. But like the actual, you know, power on, power off tasks and reset tasks. But there's not like a button on the helmet itself to allow you to like take a phone call. That'd be kind of nice. Like that'd be a convenient way to take a phone call if you don't have a place to mount the remote. I guess maybe some people can make like a watch strap for it. You could like have it on your wrist. I mean, that wouldn't be super duper practical, but I mean, maybe that would be okay. That could be another way to do it. But it'd be cool if on the, I don't know, the retail version, the retail edition of that. I'm sure they'll find a cooler name or a more catchy name than retail version. Retail version sounds expensive. But this is the Founders Edition that you're seeing right now. The Pioneer Edition was the second release. I think that was less people. I think only 300 people might have got that helmet from what I was reviewing. Comment below if you have a different number. But like the Founders Edition, the first helmet release of this, That was like end of 2019, beginning of 2020, I believe. From what I heard, what I read. The Founders Edition was the first release. And then the second edition is the Pioneer Edition. And the third edition, I'm not sure if it's named yet. I think the third edition is going to be ready for sale next month, in December. I think that's when they're going to release the third edition. I'm not sure which markets that is. From what I heard, it sounds like the United States market isn't until sometime next year. But that might be that pre-sales may start in December of 2021 for a release in mid to late 2022. Maybe. We'll see. They're still a month off or so we'll see what they say. About that'll be interesting to hear. And I want to know what the name is. I don't know if they have a name. They have a name release yet. Like, is it the retail edition, or is it the Explorer edition? You got like Founders and then Pioneers, maybe Explorers. I don't know. Kind of go with their theme there. Their naming theme. It's kind of cool. But yeah, we'll see on that. Another cool thing, you can't see it, but there is a visor. I'm not gonna try it right now. It's actually really dark out right now. But this has a drop-down visor, like a sunshade, like built in, which is freaking amazing. Well, fine. Let me see if I can find the button. Where is this thing? People are like, what is this guy doing? It's over there on the left somewhere. I feel like a goof. But yeah, it's got a visor, which is cool because, hey, it's sunny here in sunny California. And to have the visor built in, that's great. Because that's kind of not a deal breaker. I still have it, but my Sena Momentum Pro smart helmet, sort of smart, I guess. I mean, at least like if the definition of just barely smart is you have a camera and microphone built onto the helmet, I guess you can call it smart. But like, there's a lot of different definitions of smart. You can fill out what you think a smart helmet should be in the comment box below. But I heard at a bare minimum, people say it needs a rear view camera. It needs like heads-up displays. It needs like Alexa / OK Google / Siri type functionality, like your own butler, like the Jarvis dish. Yeah, like Iron Man. That sounds like, if you want to create it from scratch though, and not use an off-the-shelf technology like Alexa, that sounds like a whole lot of work. A whole lot of work. Sounds like a whole lot of work. But yeah. So yeah, fairly smart helmet. Video, audio, microphone. That's a gimme. That you want to be a smart helmet, you gotta at least have that. If you're not a smart helmet with just Sena Bluetooth headset built on the side. I'm talking in my normal voice. I mean, I'm having a lot of I'm adding a lot of emotion. I don't know if you call it emotion or extra, not fake per se, but just embellish. I don't know if embellish is the right word. No, I like to have a lot of different, how you say it? I'm speaking in my narration voice, my DJ voice, which is a real voice that I like to use. It just, I like to attempt to enunciate words correctly, but I also like to have a lot of highs and lows. I like to have a high dynamic range. I don't know if that just applies to images, but a high dynamic range of sound. I like to have lots of highs and lots of lows. And that's good for testing the microphone, because like, is it gonna scratch out when I'm talking really big? And will it pick up if I'm talking really quiet with all this crazy wind noise that's also going on at the same time? So we're gonna test the dynamic range of this helmet, like the sound range. The sound range, yes. Excellent. That's what we do. There is so much, like, talking about, on another note, talking about the amounts of videos online for different helmets, whether it's a Jarvis, which is almost none, sadly, or the Sena Momentum Pro, which there's a few here and there, but it's a lot of one-offs. Like, you see just one, like a YouTuber just upload one and they stop. They don't have like series of their Sena Momentum Pro journey, or say like, oh yeah, I went here and used my Sena Momentum Pro, or I went there and used my Sena Momentum Pro, and this is my commute and I used my Sena Momentum Pro. I mean, I'm even guilty of it. You saw on my channel that maybe I have like, I might have 8 or 10 Sena Momentum Pro videos, but I have like 100, even though they're not all listed, I have almost 100 GoPro Hero 4 videos, because that's my go-to, my built blaze with my GoPro Hero 4 with a purple Panda microphone. That is my go-to setup. But right now I'm rocking the Forcite Mark 1 Founders Edition. We'll see how this goes. We'll see if the video and audio is usable. It doesn't have to be perfect. It can have a little shake. I'm a shaky guy to begin with. I can't expect it to fix everything. From what I read online, there's no built-in stabilization, or if there is, it's very minimal. I mean, that's okay. The sound's really important to me, because I like to talk. And they went on a tangent. We're going down lots of different tangents today. It's like a spider web of tangents. Or a river with lots of forks. Like a river with lots of forks. And what I was just saying earlier about Jarvis and Sena Momentum Pro, or Rock, or whatever other helmets might have a camera, or Scully, they got a camera and microphone, all that good stuff built in. You just don't, it's a lot of one-offs. But the Forcite has a mad following. I mean, even though there's only 1,300 helmets, I think, tops, right? Maybe 1,500 helmets out in the wild. You can find, like, if you look really carefully, you can find it, like, I want to almost say, like, hundreds of videos. Yeah, I'd say at least high T, how do you say this? There's plenty of videos for me to jump video to video. There's like at least 20, 30 different YouTubers using the Forcite, which is solid. I mean, I want to say, if I really search hard, I bet there's 100 people out there that have uploaded video, like, yeah, like they're excited, like, for their Forcite. Then some of those users, I'd say like at least 10 or 15 users are like serial uploaders. They're uploading all kinds of videos with their Forcite, which is awesome. The one thing I don't see as much of, I ran into like 5 or 6 out of those 10, 15, 20 serial uploaders, people upload more than, 5 or 6 times with their new Forcite, and maybe 10 times, is that they don't talk. I mean, maybe they're not moto vloggers by nature, or like, that's just like, yeah, they just don't narrate. So there's not a lot of talking videos. There's a couple of people that just killed it. I'm just hoping, like, oh, I hope that's not some experimental badass Forcite helmet that's like that's pre-Founders Edition, and be like, hey, they like threw in all kinds of experimental like super components into the helmet. I'm hoping my helmet will be like that. Like those couple YouTubers I saw that just crushed it. I mean, everything was solid. I don't know if they were doing, they may have been doing some post-editing. They may have had some sharpening filters, brightening filters. They may have like done some post-editing on the audio with like normalization. I think it's normalizing the audio, where you like get all those, kind of smooth it out, get the lows to come up, and get the highs to come down a little bit, so it's like, it's kind of clean up that audio a little bit. Normalizing, I think they call it. See, I don't know if they did all that. But for this video, we're going to upload it raw to start with. I mean, it's going to be clipped. So, like, you're going to take out the absolute boring bits. But I'm not doing any filters. No normalizing audio. No filtering to heighten the video quality in post-editing, at least for this one. Maybe we can do both. We can do like, oh, here's like, the raw, and then maybe here's the post-edit. If it's just really bad, if it's just really hard to watch, then we might have to do some editing too, but I'll still upload it so you guys can look at it. You can fast forward through it, do all that good stuff. But yeah, for these first few videos, it's just gonna be straight, because I want you guys to get a good idea what this helmet's really all about. And I like to talk, as you can see. I like to talk. I may not like to listen all the time, but I like to talk. But I try and listen. I work on that. Try and get better at it. Alright, we're back on our merry way here. Another thing I missed earlier. I wanted to report in the beginning. Observe and report, right? I wanted to report in the beginning the amount of battery life the helmet went through on 40 minutes of video recording. I mean, just straight, almost right to the money, 40 minutes of video recording. It was solid. It only went through about, I started at 98%, which I read on forums. If you're 98, 99, that's a full charge. Has something to do with the software, where it's just like misaligned or something. So a 98 or 99% has to do with like voltage and different things. So they could like rewrite the software so, you know, to make you feel good, like to say it's 100%, but something to do with the physics or the voltage or something about the battery, how the battery works. You're only going to see a 98 or 99% as full, but that's full. And that's what I saw 98%. I was like, wow, I just charged this last night. I'm already down 2% before I even went on the ride in the morning. This morning, I was down 2%. But then I read today that that's normal. I was like, oh. I was like, all right, cool. But then after that ride, I was down to 80. I was only down, not bad. I was down to 84%. 84% battery life still had, not down 84, I'm sorry. I went from 98% at the start of the ride to 84%. And we can do the math if you want. It's like, well, I don't know, like 14, 15%. I don't know. You do 84, 94, 10, 95, 96, 97, 98. So it was like 13, 14%. Yeah. That went down for 40 minutes. I mean, that's freaking solid. I have a feeling like it's not a perfect curve. If it was a perfect curve, this battery like lasts a really long time. It'll get its 3 hours, but I don't know what that is. Is that at like 720p at 10 frames a second or something, or 720p at 15 frames or 30 frames if you're lucky? Like, I'm guessing that 3 hour time, I would think you would be advertising, you know, if you wanted to like promote that battery, you'd be like advertising like the mega stamina mode, meaning like, you know, you choose the lowest setting, you know, you choose like the cheapest, lowest power setting recording, and then advertise, oh, I can get 3+ hours. But I think I'm in 1080p at 30 frames a second recording, but I'll check that later. For you guys. But yeah, I went from 98% to 84% after 40 minutes of recording. So I'll be curious to see what I'm down to at the end of this ride. To see like what percentage I'm down to after another 40 or 50 minutes. It's pretty solid. That was weird. You see that guy just chilling there? I wonder if that'll come up. He was kind of, I don't know if he's looking for a ride. He's like, he was kind of, he's blending in like a chameleon into the desert landscape here. There was just some dude chilling. Crazy. But we'll see. I think this ride's touching an hour because, yeah, we had to stop for gas. We had to U-turn back and go get the gas because we were out. We was out. All right. I think that concludes our ride today. Thanks for watching. And we hope you come back sometime soon to watch more YBGuy videos. And if you found this video useful or helpful, could you please give it a like? I'd really appreciate it. It'd really help my channel out. And hope to see you next time. Bye now.